the seatbelt. I'm
And
opening the door.
You can take
I'm
mine
opening the
off
door.
of me right here on my right. I'm keeping my fucking hands up.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so now the chief of police is also stating that he's going to get internal affairs into this to do their homework. And it looks like these police officers are going to have to be suspended for a little while until the investigation is done.
After celebrating his big victory in Omaha, Terence Crawford was stopped by Omaha police. To begin with, Terence Crawford came back to his hometown of Omaha, Nebraska, proudly showing his belt at a victory parade. The streets overflowed with fans chanting his name, Crawford. 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 As the city united to honor their champion, it became a moment of genuine love and pride shared between Crawford and Omaha. During Crawford's parade, Shaq shared a heartfelt message, saying there's no room for losers because Crawford is truly the world's champion. He congratulated him, stressed that he deserves all the success, and even added how much he enjoyed witnessing the moment. Shaq's words reflected both respect and admiration for Crawford's achievement. As recognition for his historic victory, Crawford received in Omaha, Nebraska the key to the city along with a special championship belt. It was a proud occasion embraced with the community that has supported him since the start. More than being a boxing star, Crawford stands as a symbol of pride for Nebraska. His journey continues to motivate fans not only locally but also globally.
Now, in recognition of Bud being the three-time world champion, the city of Omaha has a special belt to commemorate that.
At the same moment, Crawford looked back on how he has carried Omaha on his shoulders from his earliest days, beginning with fights at the Quest Center in 2006. He stated that as a professional, stepping into the ring is about representing both his city and his state with pride. Similar to how people from New York, Texas, or Chicago proudly represent their roots, Crawford said he takes that same pride in Omaha, and he cherishes his hometown's continuing support.
It means everything, you know, because me putting Omaha on my back since I was a kid, you know, fighting at the Quest Center in 2006, and everybody coming out to support me as a kid, you know, and me taking that in the ring as a professional, and every fight that I fought in, I'm repping my city and my state, Omaha, because when you look at all these other states and stuff like that, they say, oh, well, I'm from New York, or I'm from Texas, I'm from Chicago, I'm from Omaha, you know, so I'm gonna rep my city just like everybody around the world rep their city. So, you know, I love that Omaha is supporting me.
Still, Crawford stressed that preparation and hard work are crucial for success. He believes talent by itself is not enough. Someone working harder can exceed natural skill. At the top level, he realizes everyone aims to defeat him. Therefore, staying disciplined, calm, and trusting his team during training and fights is vital. His coach reminded him to remain focused and avoid letting emotions take over, which helps him perform at his peak.
If you prepare to the best of your abilities, you know, great things is gonna come from that. You know, I always say hard work beat talent when talent don't work hard. So if you talented, you know, without the work ethic, you know, somebody can outwork you that want it more. You know, so you gotta have everything all in sync. You know, you gotta work hard, especially when you're at the top, because everybody gunning from you. Everybody working extremely hard to dethrone you. You know, and in camp, Bo Magnum just basically was just telling me to stay disciplined. You know, stay disciplined, because knowing me, I'm a fighter. You know, I like to fight, so sometimes I get hit. You know, I'll be like, oh, I need to get that back. Let's go. You know, so it's all about staying disciplined, stay composed, and listening to your team and having faith.
Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson commended Bud Crawford for teaching him the importance of integrity, proving that character outweighs money or fame. He pointed out the influence of Crawford's family, coaches, and support system in shaping him into a genuine and strong person. Stevenson expressed thankfulness for Crawford's guidance and honored both him and their shared hometown of Omaha.
Came up here, I'm kind of nervous to be talking in front of the public, but I'm gonna be short. But I just want to speak about something that I feel like Bud kind of taught me. I feel as though it's gonna take me farther in life, and I feel like for the next generation and the kids that's coming up behind us to understand. It's one word that I've been thinking about when I wanted to speak about Bud. It's integrity. I feel like integrity is a strong word. I feel like it's bigger than money, it's bigger than fame, and I feel like Bud Crawford taught me integrity, and it's gonna last forever. So shout out to Bud, shout out to his family. I feel like his family did a great job with him. His coaches did a great job, and everybody surrounding him and supporting him made him into this genuine, strong human being. And I appreciate him for everything that he done for me. So shout out to Bud Crawford, shout out to Omaha, Nebraska, and it's all love.
Following his hometown parade, Crawford was reportedly mistakenly held at gunpoint by Omaha police. The event shocked the community, and the mayor confirmed that the police are currently under investigation regarding how the situation was managed.
I'm opening the door. Open the door.
Right here on my right. I'm keeping my fucking hands up.
I'm not reaching for no gun.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Discussing the incident, Blueport TV explained that Omaha's mayor became involved after Crawford's parade due to the police issue, underlining his support for Crawford and the city. The report mentioned that the police chief initiated an internal investigation and that the officers involved may face temporary suspension as the matter is reviewed. The emphasis remains on resolving the situation appropriately and maintaining the community's trust.
So now the mayor got involved because the mayor obviously was at the parade, and the mayor supports Terence Crawford and what Terence Crawford does for the community and for the city of Omaha, Nebraska. And they don't want this negative press on it. They just don't want that. And so now the chief of police is also stating that he's going to get internal affairs into this to do their homework. And it looks like these police officers are going to have to be suspended for a little while until the investigation.
In addition, Blue Blood spoke about the police officers' behavior, stating they could face temporary suspension during the ongoing investigation. He underlined the seriousness of the matter, stressing that such incidents occur far too frequently in black communities. The statement demands accountability and insists that proper consequences should follow to stop such misconduct in the future.
They're saying that I believe that there is a possibility that these officers could be suspended while this is being investigated. So hopefully this is resolved quickly, and something needs to come of this, because this is nasty work, bro. We go through this all too much in the black community. All too much.
On the other hand, Crawford's coach BMAC discussed his career, saying Crawford still has several fights left but will need to train heavily to keep his advantage. He also suggested that stepping up to 160 pounds might provide Crawford with a chance to challenge himself and possibly reach the milestone of winning titles in 5 separate weight divisions.
You know what? He made it look so easy. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit, got 2-3 more in him and shit. You know what I'm saying? Training camp will try harder. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think a move to 160 would make sense?
I mean, if you want to do it, you know, it'd be a challenge. If you want to challenge yourself, yeah, I don't mind.
Make them 5 weight divisions. There's not many people there.
That'd be great.
Oscar and Manny.
That'd be great.
Trainer Ronnie Shields suggested that Crawford should drop to 160 pounds rather than remain at 168. At middleweight, he could reach another big milestone. Staying at 168, however, the younger and larger fighters might be too strong and too quick. Shields feels it's wiser to pick the correct weight division for long-term success.
Crawford, I give up the belt. I go down to 160. Another milestone waits for him there. He's great. He's going to be great at 160. At 68, leave all other guys alone. They're too young. They're too fast. They're too strong. You know, he's good. He's good, and not to say that he can't hang with those guys, but in boxing, you have to be smarter than the next person. So go back down, go down to 160, leave 154 alone, go to 160, win that, create another milestone in your career, and then say adios amigos.
I can see that happening.
In the same way, Dave Coldwell praised Terence Crawford's career, saying even if he retired now, his accomplishments, multiple undisputed titles across divisions, and a win against Canelo Alvarez, would put him among the greatest fighters ever. Coldwell admitted Crawford could still continue, maybe in a middleweight bout with Yenbeck, but personally believes it may be best for him to retire while on top.
Crawford was to retire now, what a resume that is. He could whether you believe he's the greatest or not, he's in that argument where people around a table in a pub sat you know, amongst themselves on WhatsApp groups, you're arguing about who the greatest fighter is that there's ever been. His name would be in that mix if he was to retire now. You know, three-time undisputed champion, 3-weight undisputed champion. This little guy that's come up, gone all the way through, and then beaten Canelo Alvarez, jumping up a couple of divisions. You know, I think that would be unbelievable. If he does choose to carry on, then I think your shout's the best middleweight. If he was to go down and take on Yenbeck.
Also, Calvin Ford spoke about Bud's next move in boxing, pointing out he looked excellent in his last fight. He is weighing whether Bud should remain at his current class or move to 160 pounds for bigger chances such as a middleweight tournament or another huge fight. Fans and experts expect another super fight, but everything depends on his next choice.
Like that, without a question, solid. You know what I'm saying?
You think there's anything left for him, coach, or is it time for Bud to move on? Or
I'm trying to figure out who he gonna fight next.
160, you can see him fight 160.
I wouldn't do nothing crazy. He looked at excellent. He looked at excellent.
Is there anybody?
No, I'm trying to figure out what their team gonna do next. I want to see what's
He's
next.
talking about 160, coach. I mean, the only thing down there is maybe like a middleweight tournament, 2 fights undisputed, something like that. But if not that, then what?
Who?
Well, they were talking about Jerron Ennis going to 160.
If he go to 160, then we got another mega fight.
You think that's a mega fight?
I don't know that yet, but I'm saying in the boxing fans that know boxing would say that's another mega fight.
Likewise, after Crawford's dominant win over Canelo, Floyd Schofield admitted he was shocked by Crawford's showing since he had expected Canelo to win. As a longtime Canelo fan, he felt emotional about it. He believes Canelo didn't have his best performance, yet he fully respects Crawford, calling him among the greatest of this generation. He admired that Crawford stayed sharp, quick, and steady throughout, proving size alone doesn't mean victory.
No way. Crawford just got the biggest win in his career and one of the biggest wins in history. He doesn't need to go out there and risk. But it is too big, too strong. We don't, you know, don't want to see a champion do so much and accomplish so much and then end his career with a bad choice, a bad fight that he shouldn't take. I wouldn't do it.
Chat Belt, Crawford's strength coach, was thrilled after the bout. He stated Crawford clearly dominated Canelo and praised the electrifying energy at Allegiant Stadium with nearly 70,000 fans. Belt called Crawford's display outstanding and believes it creates massive opportunities for his upcoming fights.
It was very, very wrong. I had Canelo just domination. I was hurt, I ain't gonna lie, because I've been a fan of Canelo since I was a kid. So my heart, a tear almost came on my eye, I ain't gonna lie, because it felt like, you know, that Canelo is done. But I just think he was a little off that night. I think he can, you know, make a big comeback. But to Crawford, man, he's the greatest of this era. You gotta give it to him, greatest of this era. Nobody's ever done that before, 3-time undisputed. So you gotta take your hats off to Crawford. And I was just shocked that he was able to just dismantle Canelo like that. You know, even with the size difference. That just goes to show size doesn't win fights. Very surprised, because usually, like, when you go up in weight like that, you tend to get slower, and like you said, in the later rounds, you tend to slow down. But it's like he kept that same pace the whole fight, and I was kind of shocked. Man, when it got to the 10th round, 11th round, I was like, ain't no way that Crawford is doing this, but he did it. I was shocked. I took my hats off to Crawford.
Speaking on personal impact, Rolly Romero shared he was truly moved by Crawford's performance. For him, it went further than boxing itself. Watching Crawford made him reflect on his own life and gave him a renewed outlook on personal matters. The fight motivated him in ways well outside the sport.
Biggest crowd at Allegiant Stadium, damn near 70,000. Energy level like nothing I've ever been a part of or seen in person. You were in the building, you knew it was special. And that boy was whooping feet. Whooping feet. Beautiful. Beautiful. The event, man, that boy good.
In addition, Romero said he was surprised at how dominant Crawford became. He admitted Canelo did well through the first 4 rounds, but afterward, Crawford completely took over the match. In the later stages, Crawford's superiority was obvious and could not be denied.
Terence made me, that performance did something really special.
Yeah?
Yeah, a lot more special than what probably anyone else is probably thinking, honestly.
How so?
Just opened my eyes to, and it's not even boxing related. This has nothing to do with even boxing. This has nothing to even do with boxing. It's just he opened my eyes to something bigger in my own personal life that's going on right now.
Crawford's trainer Brian Bowick McIntyre described Fight Night in detail. He said their plan unfolded exactly as they had expected. Canelo pressed forward, threw heavy shots, and tried to fight inside, yet Crawford was fully ready. McIntyre admitted he felt nervous watching live. But when reviewing the bout later, it showed Crawford executed the plan perfectly, making his dominance look smooth and effortless.
I didn't expect Crawford to be that big, but Canelo did good the first few rounds, you know, first like all the way up to round 4, and then that's when Crawford took over, you know. So I mean, in the second half of the fight though, it was all Crawford. There was no question about it.
After his clash with Canelo, Crawford explained that his counter landed clean, but Canelo's defense changed the outcome. By rolling with the punch and reading the follow-up, Canelo reduced the impact and displayed sharp ring IQ. Crawford credited this awareness as proof of Canelo's greatness in that moment.
It was 100% how we thought it was going to be.
Did it?
It was 100%. Him stepping forward, him throwing the wide shots, him moving his head, you know, him trying to fight on the inside. It went just like how we wanted it to go. That's what performance you guys got from Terence. So, like in the corner, going through the fight, you just like, kind of like tensed up a little bit. You know, is he doing this, is he doing that right? You know, but after the fight was over, and then you sit back and you watch the fight. Yes, it was easy. It was easy. It don't seem like it when you in the corner and you looking. Sometimes you can't see the camera guy.
Crawford expressed thanks to all his fans and supporters, saying he and his team achieved exactly what they set out to do. He stressed that they made history with the performance and offered love and gratitude to everyone who stood by him along the way.
I understood everything that was going on. You know, there was some surprises, I can say that, but, you know, me being in that moment and knowing everything that was going on when it was happening, it was like everything just slowed down to me at that moment.
Terence Crawford's return to Omaha displayed how much love his hometown has for him. But the shocking police incident reminded everyone how quickly circumstances can change. Still, Crawford stays focused, proud of his roots, and eager to inspire fans. With talks of moving up to 160 pounds, possibly facing Jiren Ennis or Virgil Ortiz, or even retiring at the top, his story is far from finished. What happens next? Whether another mega fight or retirement, it may define the closing chapter of his legendary career. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates.
Alright, you shook up the boxing world.
Yes, sir.
Compa. You shook up the boxing the boxing world. What you gotta say to the fans, everybody who supported you?
And I appreciate all the fans that support me and my team. You know what I mean? We did what we set our sights out to do. You know, we made history. And, you know, Team Crawford, love each and every one of
Compa.
them.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Knockout Voyage for more amazing boxing content. Stay tuned for the next big fight.